young woman was riding her bicycle with a basin on her head to wash clothes in the distant river. She encountered a tall, handsome young man on horseback. He was so handsome that the young woman became flustered and fell off her bicycle. "Good afternoon, miss," the man greeted her. The young woman tried to be polite but stumbled over her words. "Thank you, God bless, okay?" And she almost ran off, even forgetting her bicycle. But the man called out, "Wait a minute, miss. You're Juan Piaba's daughter, aren't you? Tell your father I'll speak with him tonight. I want to ask for your hand in marriage." The young woman's legs trembled before such a handsome man. A rarity, like finding an angel in the desert. She slowly placed the basin on the ground and stammered, Oh, sir." But the horseman said nothing more. He simply remounted his horse and rode away. The young woman, completely dazed, returned home with her thoughts far from her body. She did everything automatically, anxiously waiting for nightfall. After all, she lived in such a remote and distant place in the world that she had never encountered such a handsome man. But there was a problem. Her father had already promised her hand to his friend's son Zay, a good young man, but one for whom she felt no love at all. The horseman arrived. With his direct and confident manner, he spoke to her father. "I have taken a liking to your daughter and want to marry her." The young woman's father replied, "Look, young man, my daughter is already spoken for. I promised her to my friend Zay to marry his son. But since you also want her, I'll let her choose whom she wants." The young man looked at the young woman and said, "Think carefully, miss. It's the destiny of your life." He mounted his horse and left. The young woman stood there with her thoughts burning in her chest. What a difficult decision. Zay's son wasn't as handsome as the horseman, but he was from a good family and she already knew him. In contrast, that tall, brave, and imposing man had conquered her heart. He had touched her heart. But before she could decide, tragedy struck. While milking in the corral, she was trampled by an ox. The animal's horn struck her face and she lost her sight. She began wearing bandages over her eyes and feeling around for things. Upon hearing the news, Zay's son went to visit her. He sat beside her, took her hand and said, with affection, "Miss, I have no beauty to offer you, but I give you my heart, my affection, and my love. Even though you're blind, I'll take care of you with all the love that exists within me." He got up and left. Later, the horseman also appeared. Seeing her with her eyes covered, he asked, "Have you gone blind?" She confirmed sadly. "Yes," the man lamented. "Miss, I'm sorry, but I'm still young. If I marry you now, you'll be a burden, a difficult load, and I have no shortage of suitors." He left. Then the young woman called her father and said, "Dad, call Zay's son. I want to marry him." The father honored the request. When the young man arrived, he was surprised. The young woman removed the bandages from her eyes. She was seeing perfectly. Astonished, he asked, "Hadn't you gone blind?" She smiled with tears in her eyes and replied, "I never went blind. I was never attacked by any ox. I made up this story to find out who truly loved me. It was a difficult decision, and only this way could I discover whom I should marry." Moved, Zay's son hugged her tightly, and that very day, the two set their wedding date. Moral of the story: true love doesn't look at beauty or advantages, it looks at the heart. Sometimes you have to lose your sight to discover who really sees you from within. If this story touched your heart, comment with a red heart and share it with someone. someone who still believes in true love. There are people who need to read this today.